Kim Go-eun's heartbreaking confession leaves Song Hye Kyo in tears. I can't leave him. What could have driven Kim Go-eun to such an emotional breaking point? Why did her words bring Song Hye Kyo to tears? The tension is palpable, and the truth behind her heart-wrenching confession is even more shocking. Join Red Carpet revealed as we uncover the emotional turmoil, hidden struggles, and untold story behind this unforgettable moment. Let's dive in. The room was dazzling with the soft glow of chandeliers. The air thick with excitement as South Korea's biggest stars gathered for an exclusive celebrity event in Seoul. Cameras flashed, laughter filled the air, and the atmosphere buzzed with the kind of energy only the entertainment industry can summon. It was meant to be a night of celebration, a discussion on love, career, and personal struggles among the country's most beloved actors. But no one could have anticipated the emotional bombshell that would soon shake the industry to its core. At the center of the evening were Kim Go-eun, Lee Minho, and Song Hye Kyo, three iconic figures whose presence alone was enough to make headlines. But as the conversation turned from light-hearted banter to something more intimate, the room fell into a tense, expectant silence. The question that had been whispered in fan circles for years was finally spoken out loud. Kim Go-eun, your chemistry with Lee Min-ho in The King, Eternal Monarch was unforgettable. Many believe your connection goes beyond the screen. Can you tell us the truth? Why do you always seem to return to him? For a moment, time seemed to stop. The playful sparkle in Kim Go-eun's eyes disappeared, replaced by a look of raw vulnerability. She hesitated, her hands trembling slightly as she reached for the microphone. Her voice, usually steady and confident, wavered. I never expected to answer this in front of so many people. She began, her words barely above a whisper. But maybe it's time to stop hiding. The audience leaned in, their breath caught in anticipation. I tried to leave, but I can't, a love that won't let go. The next words sent shockwaves through the room. I have tried to leave. I have tried to walk away many times, but something always pulls me back to him. And that's because I can't imagine my life without him. A sharp gasp rippled through the audience. Reporters fumbled for their notepads. Whispers spread like wildfire, and the tension became unbearable. Lee Min-ho, the man at the heart of this confession, sat still, his expression unreadable. His eyes flickered, but he remained silent. The weight of her words seemed to settle on his shoulders. His posture rigid, his hands clenched beneath the table. But what no one saw coming was Song Hye Kyo's reaction. Tears that spoke of a past untold. As Kim Go-eun's words echoed in the grand hall, the camera panned to Song Hye Kyo. The legendary actress, known for her poise and grace, was wiping away silent tears. It wasn't just a reaction, it was recognition. Observers noted the flicker of pain in her eyes, the kind of emotion that could only come from personal experience. For years, Song Hye Kyo had been the epitome of resilience, navigating high-profile relationships and heartbreaks under relentless media scrutiny. But in that moment, it was as if she saw her own story reflected in Kim Go-eun's confession. She understands what it means to love someone so deeply that you can't let them go. One fan later wrote on social media, her tears weren't just for Kim Go-eun. They were for herself too. For the first time in years, Song Hye Kyo wasn't just an actress on the screen, she was a woman who had lived through love, loss, and the impossible decision of walking away from something that still held a part of her heart. But just when the audience thought they had processed the weight of the moment, the night took an even more unpredictable turn. Lee Min-ho's silent response, and the unexpected twist that left everyone stunned. All eyes were now on Lee Min-ho. Would he confirm the love story fans had long suspected? Would he deny it? Or would he, too, confess that Kim Go-eun was the one he could never let go of? But instead of responding with words, Lee Min-ho simply nodded. It was a small, almost imperceptible movement, but in that moment, it was louder than any speech he could have given. It was a silent confirmation, an unspoken agreement, a message only Kim Go-eun would understand. As the event drew to a close, whispers spread among attendees. Kim Go-eun had abruptly left the stage after her confession, her expression unreadable. Lee Min-ho, who had remained silent throughout the moment, was nowhere to be found soon after. Eyewitnesses backstage reported that the two might have crossed paths away from the cameras. Some insiders claimed they met in a private VIP lounge, while others suggested Lee Minho followed her outside before she left the venue. Though neither of them has publicly addressed the situation, sources who were present at the event claim their exchange was brief but intense. A person familiar with the situation revealed that while their conversation was quiet, the emotions were undeniable. The source shared that Kim Go-eun was heard saying, "I meant every word I said. But I don't know what happens now." Her voice reportedly trembled, and Lee Min-ho's response was not immediately clear. The tension between them was unmistakable. Many now wonder whether this was a moment of closure between the two or the start of a new chapter in their long-rumored relationship. Song Hye Kyo breaks her silence, the truth behind her tears. While much of the focus that night was on Kim Go-eun and Lee Min-ho, one of the most striking moments was Song Hye Kyo's reaction. As Kim Go-eun spoke, cameras captured her wiping away silent tears. The moment was brief, but it was enough to set the internet ablaze with speculation. What had caused such an emotional response from one of South Korea's most poised and respected actresses? The day after the event, Song Hye Kyo indirectly addressed her reaction through a social media post. She wrote, "Sometimes, when you hear someone speak their truth, it reminds you of your own journey. Some words bring back memories. Some emotions never fade." Fans immediately connected this to her past, particularly her highly publicized marriage and divorce from Song Joong-ki. Many believe that her tears were not just for Kim Go-eun but for herself as well. She had lived through the complexities of love under public scrutiny, experienced heartbreak, and perhaps, at that moment, she saw a reflection of her own struggles. This raised even more questions. Was Song Hye Kyo's reaction purely empathy? Or did she know something about Kim Go-eun and Lee Min-ho that the public didn't? Did she understand the pain of loving someone you can't let go of because she had been in that position herself? The internet explodes, fans and media go wild. The entertainment world wasted no time reacting. Within minutes of Kim Go-eun's confession, social media was flooded with theories, reactions, and speculation. Hashtags related to the event trended worldwide as fans debated the meaning of her words. Some believed she had finally confirmed a long-suspected relationship, while others thought it was a confession of love that had never truly materialized into something real. Major news outlets covered the moment with explosive headlines. Some framed it as a love story finally coming to light, while others speculated that it was a farewell. One journalist wrote, "If this were a scene in a drama, people would say it was too unrealistic. But reality, sometimes, is stranger than fiction." As fans scoured past interviews and interactions for clues, several pointed out how Lee Min-ho had always shown a deep fondness for Kim Go-eun, often praising her in interviews. Meanwhile, some resurfaced a past comment where Kim Go-eun had once said, "Some people enter your life and change you forever, even if you don't see them every day." Many now believe this could have been a reference to Lee Min-ho.